What's up everyone, Andrew Baena here, and we are doing a very quick unboxing video. I think this is the first unboxing of the year, hopefully many more to come, but I'm really glad these just showed up because I am literally about to leave to go on tour for the first time across Europe. I didn't think these were going to get here in time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do full demo videos of both of them till I get back from Europe, but regardless, we're going to at least do an unboxing video before I get out of here. So, let's get into it. These are two guitars from Harley Benton. They have been a longtime supporter of the channel, and before you ask, no, they are not updates to the prototype signature guitars that I'm working on, so sorry. So all we're gonna do today is unbox both of these, give them a really quick first impressions look, maybe plug them in, hear how they both sound with like a very simple tone, and that's kind of it. So let's get to it. Let's open box number one, which I have right here. Canada Post absolutely obliterated the box that both of these came in, but luckily there are double or triple box, so these ones look fine, so I still have high hopes that they are okay, but I guess we're about to find out together. Okay, so let's see what we got inside box number one. Okay, so like I was saying, the outer box that had both boxes within it was pretty destroyed, but luckily it looks like this is extremely well packed. It has a ton of packing materials, so I think this guitar should be just fine. Let's take a quick look here. Wow, this is like really packed in there. I love to see it. So we just got a bag. Inside the bag we have more styrofoam, more elastics. We're getting there. We'll get there eventually. We're almost there. Inside the styrofoam we have more styrofoam, but you can kind of almost see what we're getting at here. This guitar is a lot lighter than I thought it would be. Almost there. Come on, I can see you. All right, so guitar number one. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we have the Guitar Bass VS from Harley Benton. This is obviously their take on a Squier or Fender Bass 6 style guitar. So you can use it as both a guitar or a bass because it is a 30-inch scale length guitar. It has 3 single coil pickups, which is kind of weird but pretty interesting. I'm very curious to hear how that sounds. And of course, most importantly, it is tuned a full octave below a standard 6-string guitar. It always looks really weird seeing guitars like this that only have wound strings for all 6 strings, but I think that it is pretty neat. Some vintage style tuners there. Not my favorite. If I was to keep this guitar, I would definitely swap those for locking tuners, but that's just me. Pretty nice headstock though. I do like the Harley Benton headstock on this model in particular. The neck is actually like pretty thick feeling, but I actually kind of like it for 6 strings because I'm so used to playing 8 strings that when a 6-string guitar has a really thin neck, it actually feels really weird to me. And yeah, pretty nice finish on it. Very simple controls, volume, tone, 5-way pickup selector feels like. This one only has 21 frets, so it's a shorter neck, but it is still a 30-inch scale length. And let's be honest, most people are probably never going above the 21st fret anyway, so this is fine for most instances. The body on this guitar is made out of Niato. I can never pronounce that properly. Hopefully that's close enough. We have a bolt-on neck, which is Canadian maple with an Amaranth fretboard. I've never heard of that material, but it looks very similar to like ebony or something like that. Big perloid block inlays, always love to see those. Again, since this is a Harley Benton, of course it does come in on the lower end of the price range, so of course they're using their own pickups right here. These ones in particular are called, what are they called? The HBZ Custom Wound Alnico 5 Vintage Voice Single Coil Pickups. And yeah, Tune-O-Matic style bridge, again, 6 wound strings starting with an 84 down here, tortoiseshell pickguard, and a 3-tone vintage finish, which looks actually really nice with the black bursts around the edges. Sick. Okay, well this guitar actually looks even better than I thought it would in person. I'm very curious to hear how these single coil pickups sound for stupidly low tuned metal, which is not necessarily what this was made for, but that's obviously what I want to do with it. So we'll find out what this sounds like in just a minute, but let's open box number 2. Really quickly, before we move on with the rest of this video, I wanted to interrupt to give you a quick message of the sponsor of this video, The Guitar Club. My channel is supported by The Guitar Club, a modern guitar learning platform that focuses on the journey of playing, learning, and loving the guitar. You will be immediately equipped with an in-depth learning pathway, access to a worldwide community, regular live chats with incredible mentors, and much more. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to click the link in the pinned comment and the description below to learn more and get started with a free 14-day trial. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Oh, fuck me, there's a spider dangling from my ceiling. Sick. Love to see that. Ah, hate that a lot. Hate that a lot. Now for the rest of the video, I'm going to be like looking at my ceiling. Okay, well anyways, let's pretend that didn't just happen. Let's open box number 2. So in this one, we have a new guitar from Harley Benton. It's actually not a guitar, it's a bass. I've never tried one of Harley Benton's basses, and since I guess people consider me a bassist now because I play bass in my metalcore project Skylimit, I figured, hey, why don't we try out one of their basses as well? Alrighty, let's get this box open. Once again, all the accessories. This one actually does come with batteries, which is nice to see. Okay, so again, we have a bunch of styrofoam and plastic baggage all over it. Let's get that out of here. Guitar number 2. That's right, it's a bass guitar, like I said. Okay, so this is Harley Benton's newest bass guitar. Again, like I said, I've never tried any of their basses before, but this one came in an emerald green sparkle finish, and since green is the right color, obviously I had to go with this one. It's a bit of an interesting body style where the upper horn, I guess, I don't know if you would call this a horn, extends to the 12th fret, and it's like this crazy bolt-on design. As you can see, it's bolted in to the neck directly. I'm not really sure what the benefit of this is just yet, so we'll have to see when I actually try it out. This is a fan fret bass guitar, so it is a 33.5-inch scale on the high string to a 35-inch scale length on the low string. Typically, I'm used to playing things that are 37-inch scales, which I do prefer a little bit, but nonetheless, this is still going to be more than enough for like B standard or drop A or something like that, which is what Skylimit tunes to, so that's fine. So on this one in particular, we are looking at an Okume body. We have a 5-piece neck, which is roasted Canadian maple with Okume, dual action truss rod, and a Canadian maple fretboard as well, with these awesome offset inlays where they're only on the top, or I guess the bass side of the bass guitar. Looks like we have glow-in-the-dark side knots too, which is a nice extra feature. We have 24 stainless steel frets on this bass guitar. Once again, it is a 33.5 to 35-inch scale fan fret guitar. We have 2 pickups, and these are once again Harley Benton's own pickups, which are the HBZ custom wound Fairright humbuckers. For controls, we have a 3-band active EQ down here, as well as a volume and a tone knob. The volume control also has a push-pull to switch it from active to passive, so I guess when you pull it up, it just bypasses the preamp. And that's kind of it for this guy. So a bit of an odd shape. I've never had a guitar or a bass that has this kind of a shape to it with this weird upper horn, but I was curious to see how it felt. It definitely, I haven't even tried it yet, but it does feel weird when you play on these high frets, not that I really would, because the position of your thumb is basically blocked by this side, so that's interesting. I'm curious to see how that feels when I actually get to playing it. It's pretty lightweight actually as well. Yeah, feels pretty solid overall. So let's plug both of these guitars in one after the other, do a very simple high gain rhythm tone test and a distorted nasty bass tone test, see how both sounds, and get out of here. Okay, so first up we're gonna plug in the bass guitar. Small correction, this is not actually a tone knob, this is a blend knob, so I guess it's either the bridge pickup, the middle of both pickups, obviously, or the neck pickup. So it's not a tone knob, it's a pickup selector that's rotary, which makes sense. I don't know where else I thought the pickup switch would be. So anyways, we're gonna run this bass in drop A through my usual bass tone, which is the Neural DSP Parallax plugin. Pretty standard stuff. And let's hear how it sounds in drop A. This is the bridge pickup only, by the way. Sounds pretty decent. Let's go to the neck pickup. Definitely sounds better on the bridge. Let's go to the middle position. Another thing that's nice is these switches actually do have a, I don't know what to call it, but when you're in the middle, you can actually feel like a slight bump, so it tells you when to stop if you want the middle. So this is the middle of both pickups. I still think the bridge pickup sounds better. I do have it in active mode, but all of these are set to the middle, so we can play around with those real quick. Okay, Okay, that actually sounds pretty good. So that is, what is this? We're in the middle position, but with the mid knob cranked to the max, and these two at the halfway point. And that sounds pretty sick. If we pull this up, we're gonna go into a passive mode. So we're definitely going to want that active mode on for any type of metal tone at least. But yeah, sounds pretty good actually. It's also still pretty easy to get up to like the 12th fret. Obviously when I'm playing bass, I'm not trying to go to like the 24th fret on the low string. If I try to do this, it's basically impossible. So naturally, you know, don't do that. It does get pretty cramped up here as well, but again, when I'm playing bass, I'm not going to be doing that. It is a little bit odd having this bump here. You can definitely feel it when you're going to those upper registers, but if you're sticking around like the 12th or 13th fret, even like the 15th, it's totally fine, at least with the way that I play. I don't know if you can see this, but my thumb basically is resting right where the body joins the neck, which is totally fine, but you know, if you're trying to go upper, you're gonna have to move your thumb position, which may or may not be fine for you. Anyways, let's switch over to the guitar. Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty crazy. Okay, so I tuned this down to drop D, so it's an octave below what you would normally think of as drop D, just because I'm used to playing in drop tunings. It's very interesting. I'm already seeing on my screen that the output of these pickups is super low, way lower than I'm used to. It does sound pretty cool though. It has that like single coil spank to it. Weird. Okay, okay. Okay, so it definitely doesn't sound bad, but it does sound pretty weird, especially because I'm just using like the generic heavy rhythm tone I would use on any other guitar. Obviously, I would imagine you can't really treat these pickups in the same way because they are so low output and not designed to do this. So when I do the full demo video, I'm obviously going to try to craft a better tone that makes more sense with these pickups. It's been a little while since I've had to do that because I don't really play my other guitars like this that often, but I know I've done it before and you just have to do a different approach. But even with no changes to my heavy high gain rhythm tone, it does sound cool. I see the potential. It doesn't quite match with my usual settings, but I do think it has a lot of potential. Yeah, that really nasty single coil sound is pretty sick. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this video. Once again, I will be doing full proper demos of both this guitar and the bass guitar on my channel at some point in time. However, I am about to go on tour with my band Carcosa across Europe, so if you're European and you like deathcore, come to one of those shows first of all. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit before I finally get to these demos because I'm leaving in basically 2 days. So anyways, you'll just have to do with this unboxing for now. Of course, big thank you to Harley Benton for sending both of these guitars over to me, and if you wanna buy either of them for yourself, there's going to be affiliate links to them both in the description and the pinned comment below. Also, of course, an additional thank you to the Guitar Club for partially sponsoring this video, and last but not least, a thank you to all my Patreon members whose names are on the screen at this point in time. That's all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.